Okay, now for the last Constructicon, we have Scrapper. So here's a close-up look at Scrapper. Let's zoom in on that head. Really nice head sculpt. I can almost hear his voice. Now let's look at the other details. The chest, the arms, waist, hips, legs, feet, side view, the back. Really nice. Okay, so now let's compare this with the animation model and compare. So it looks pretty good. And now another comparison I want to do is with the New Age version. So let's take a look at them both up close. Look at the New Age. I think looks so much better. The purple's better, the paint finish is better, quality of the plastic. Yeah, so that's just a quick look. And in my opinion, I think New Age is better for Constructicons, and I think Magic Square's Devastator is probably much better. Okay, so now another comparison is with the undersized version of Power of the Primes, which these fill in for the War vs. Cybertron Legacy for now. So this isn't really a good comparison because this is not really cartoon accurate, but just wanted to give a comparison nonetheless. Okay, so now on to transformation. First thing, always remove accessories. Take off his handgun. Let's take a look at it. Very nice, simply sculpted, anime accurate gun. Okay, now on to transformation. So first, rotate these arms out 90 degrees. And then here I like to lift up the hand just to open this flap here, and then rotate the hand in and close it. Same thing on this side. Push up the hand, open up this flap here, rotate the hand in, close it. Okay, then here what I like to do is just pull this whole thing out like so. Okay, then you want to lift up these arms, make sure you get the purple with it, like so, and then you can rotate these tires out. And then here, these side hips, you want to rotate them up, and then now you can fold in these arms. But I want to point out, you see that tab, and then there is a slot right there, so you want to make sure you get it in there and tab it in. Do the same on this side, rotate it in, make sure it tabs in, and then give it a good squeeze. Now you want to lock these arms in place, so rotate these tires up. You can see the tab and the slot where it goes in. Push it in all the way, and on the other side as well. Give it a good squeeze, and now you got the upper part done. Now for the legs, first rotate this hip up. Okay, and then these legs, what you want to do is kind of bend it a little bit so you can grab it here, because it splits in half, the front and the back. Pull it out like that, and pull it out all the way. Do the same on the other side, bend the leg, so you can grab here and pull it out. like so, and then extend it out all the way. Now on the back, see all this, you got to open up all these flaps here. So extend it out. There's a small one up here. Make sure you get that one as well. Lift this piece up, and then it rotates here 180 all the way up, and just make sure you spread this out, and then you can see that tab and the slot on the leg. Make sure it goes in there. Once you got it in there, now you can see these clamps here. They need to go around that hand, and then it tabs in up here. Okay, do the same thing on this side. Open up these panels and this small one as well. Lift this piece up, and then rotate this 180, and make sure this one's pushed out. And then you got to tab this into the thigh. Once you got that, then you can close this one and make sure you tab it in up here. Okay, now you got that done. Now flip it over to the feet. Bring down these feet just a little bit, and you're going to have to lift up these panels on the top of the lower legs. So you see that little square right there? You can push into it and that'll lift it up. Pull it up all the way, push in, lift it up all the way, and then now what you want to do is rotate this foot up just enough so you have enough room to rotate it 180. This one's a little frustrating because it's not much room. But once you got that and rotate it 180, then you could bring the foot back down, and then you're going to have to push it in to the leg like so. And when you do, it should reveal another panel up here. You want to pull that out so you can cover this. Once you got that, then you can close the flap. Okay, do the same thing on this side. Okay, what you want to do is get this foot up just enough so you can rotate it 180. Once you do, bring it down and push it in like so. Just enough to get this lower panel out. Bring it down, then you can close it. And now I want to point out these back of the heels right here. See these little slots right there? They actually tab in to those purple tabs right there. So I'll show you that when I get to it. So here now you could put the two legs together, and so you want to make sure you pull this up just enough so you can tab it into those slots. Now what you want to do is slowly start rotating this leg around, and if you can see, the tab here goes in the slot right there, and you gotta make sure you get this all at the right angle because sometimes it doesn't always go in. Okay, looks like it's gonna go. This came untabbed. Check the other side. Okay, let's see if it pushes in. Got it. Make sure you keep that closed. And then now, if you can see, this is what I was telling you. That slot right there in the tab, you want to here push it in. Oh boy, it's going to get a little tricky here. But Okay, that didn't work so well, so let's pull this back out. And like I said, you need to make sure these are extended out. Now I'll start over. Let's try to bring this down. Okay. Okay, and then push it in, tab it in. Okay, now let's see if we can get this here. You want to push it in, tabbed in, if you can see it right down there. Do the same on this side, push it in. Make sure it tabs in. Now you got it secure. Okay, now what you want to do is bring down these tires. Make sure it's all tightened up. Sometimes it comes a little out, so you just push it in. Okay. Then I want to point out there's a little slot right there. That's for the tab on the tire. So it goes in right there. Do the same on the other side. Bring it down. And you can also kind of feel it. Okay, now what you want to do is bring this down. Push the canopy back. Bring this front piece down. And then you can rotate this all the way to the front. And then adjust this canopy accordingly. Like so. And now you have, well, I forgot one step. It actually tabs in, and this is what I don't like, but you have to push really hard to get that tabbed in. Now we got Scrapper all transformed. It's just a quick look at him all around. Wheels roll nicely. The back, I think it's actually a little too long. It should be a little bit more condensed, but this is how they made it, probably for transformation, to make sure he has a long enough leg. But anyways, let's compare this with the animation model, and you can see it looks okay. Can't really see the side view, but as I already pointed out, this is just way too long. So that's Scrapper in vehicle mode. And now let's compare it to the original G1. And you can see the difference, much bigger obviously. And you can see the front, didn't put the Decepticon symbol there. You can see some of the differences, and the back. Okay, so that's Scrapper transformed into his alt mode. Okay, now to transform Scrapper back to robot mode. Okay, let's first untab this front piece and then push it back. So lift up this front and bring this canopy here, and if you could see that angle right there, make sure it lines up, and then close this top over it like so. Then you can lift this up. Now onto the legs. Let's push these tires up so you can see that slot. That's where the tab on the tire goes into. Okay, now you want to lift this whole leg up. So you untab it from the heels from here, and untab it from there. Bring it all the way up, and then open up these covers on the arm, and then you can split the legs in half. And now rotate this 90 to 180. Make sure it's squared off right there. And then push that down and then fold in the small flap and then fold this all in, and if you could see, it tabs in right here. Okay, do the same on the other side. Rotate this, well, untab it from the leg right there and then rotate it 180 and then bring this down, fold in the small flap and then fold this all in. Make sure it tabs in. Okay, now you've got both those legs. Now onto the front side. Again, you want to open up this panel, so push right here on both sides and lift them up all the way. And now you can bring up the foot. Pull the back of the foot up here to the front, just enough to get clearance to rotate this 180. Once you do that, then you could bring it back down, straighten out the foot, and then you can close this up. Now you got that leg done. And I'll do that after. Do the same on this side. What you want to do is rotate this foot up just enough to be able to rotate it 180 and then bring it down, straighten out the foot. Then you can close this panel there. Okay, now what you want to do is bring these legs up, and I don't know if you can see, but those are 2 tabs right there, and it goes into 2 slots. I think I can show it to you this way. You see that? Those 2 slots there. So make sure it goes in. Do the same on this side. Bring it all the way up, and you can see where it's supposed to go in. And once you got that, now you got the legs done. Now these arms. So well, first bring down this hip piece, and then you can bring out these. Well, you need to untab these tires here, bring it down, and then you could bring out these arms. Make sure you bring the purple with it. Okay. And then from the back, now you can rotate these. Well, no, I keep forgetting. You gotta bring these small purple pieces down to form his waist. And then, geez. Now you have the clearance to bring these tires back in, like so. And then you can fold this down and bring down his sides of his waist and tab it in right there. Do the same on this side. Bring it down, tab it in. Okay, now this back, what you want to do is bring this piece down like so, and then bring the other part up on top of the canopy. You can see how it all lines up like that. Very nice. This came untabbed, just tab it back in. Okay, now this hand, just push this up, and then you can rotate the hand out, then rotate it back forward. This side, push this up all the way, close the flap, rotate his arm back to the front, and now you have Scrapper back in robot mode. He just needs his handgun. So now you have Scrapper back in robot mode. Now what I like to do, transform the original G1. So lift these legs back like so, very simply, and then lift this back, pull the head up. Yeah, I think I need to put some symbols like the Decepticon symbol. Now you have Scrapper in robot mode. Very simple. Let's compare these two. And you can see, I like the silver finish on the original. That's where Magic Square is lacking, I think, is the paint. Plus the purple color looks much better too. So that's comparison with the G1. And that completes all the transformation of all the Magic Square Constructicons. So one last look at each one. Scrapper, Mixmaster, Long Haul, Bone Crusher, Hook, and Scrapper. I mean Scavenger or Scrapper. Yeah, that's a Scrapper. So these are the Constructicons by Magic Square.